beautiful night for a championship, and that's just what we have for you. The Great Crossing Warhawks taking on the Franklin County Flyers. We've got all the action for you here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Well, you read that fantastic intro graphic correctly. This is the 41st District Championship. The Franklin County Flyers, the #1 seed, taking on the #2 seed Great Crossing Warhawks. Alongside Chris Cole, I'm John Piesheimer. And on behalf of everybody here at Cable 10, we are so glad you were able to tune in here, and we've got a great game for you. I think, Chris, these two teams split during the regular season, and not only split, but split score lines, because both of those games were pretty lopsided.
Yeah, I mean, both games was 8-9 run difference in both games, respective ways. Both of them coming off impressive wins last night. Had some competition early, both teams did in the first inning or two. Franklin County really broke their game open in the bottom of the second. Great Crossing, Frankfort High went back and forth for the first three innings, and then the Warhawks was able to really bust it open, I think, in the bottom of the fourth.
All right, we'll take just a second for the national anthem here. Chris, we were talking about it prior to the national anthem. One of the big themes last night was the same as the theme we were talking about between these two teams, and that is lopsided victories. You saw a couple of them last night as Franklin County, from the second inning on, really putting it on Western Hills. Western Hills not helping themselves out a lot. 11-1 was the score in that game. The #1 seed Franklin County moving on to the championship game. That one only went 6 innings, as did the game that followed it. Great Crossing winning in 6 innings, 15-5 over Frankfort High. And Western Hills, the hosts, really showing some spirit early. But that was really sort of the architect of their downfall, or just, you know, unforced errors, balls that passed. To see we had a...
And this was the play that really broke the game open. You had 2 outs, 3 men on. McDonald flies to left field. Left fielder unable to corral that one in his glove, and that really broke that game open last night.
Yeah, and another thing, too, is that Franklin County, the #1 seed, just played solid. You know, they didn't do anything amazing. A.J. Eagle took the mound, and he pitched a really good game. Only got in trouble a couple of times. Only gave up 1 run and was really just solid. Pitched a complete 6 innings and got the win. And there was quite a bit of trouble here for Western Hills as they had the runner stranded and then tried to took their eye off the runner coming home, and that was just one of the 11 runs that came across for the Flyers. And that brought us to our second game, and this one had a little different beginning to it as Frankfort High came out hot.
Yeah, they came out, bats were making great connection, getting some runs on the board early, but the Warhawks was just, too much all over the game. I mean, every time Frankfort High would score one, it seemed like the Warhawks scored 2 or 3. So, and finally, 10-point win, or 10-run win, I guess you could say.
Yeah, that's where we wound up, and I think that was one of the many throwing errors we saw last night on the part of Frankfort High. Throwing errors, maybe this is the wrong term, but some indecision. As this one's underway right now, we've got our first pitch, and that one is in there for a strike. As stepping in for Great Crossing to lead off is Dustin Hoffman, who had quite a game for himself last night. Takes a big cut for strike 2, and he is facing up against Kalen Farr, number 15, the pitcher for Franklin County. The 0-2, and Hoffman gets a hold of it, but doesn't hit it very far and doesn't hit it very straight.
A little late on that swing. Way out of the strike zone, high.
That'll put the count to 1-2. Kalen Farr, second on the team in total appearances. This makes his 11th appearance and his 9th start on the season, with an ERA of 1.45, and he's going to get an easy out, one would assume, and yes, they complete it. So 1 down here for Great Crossing in the top of the first. That'll bring Zach Morris to the plate.
Catcher number 12, Zach Morris.
And John, we talked about it last night, especially in that first game, the way this field sits, that sun's directly into the center field, right field, and that right side of the infield's eyes.
Yeah, and we're starting an hour later than we did last night, so that's really going to be interesting to see how they deal with that, because this is around the time where it really starts to get at its worst, right before it gets underneath the horizon on that hill. So it's going to be really bad, and then it just won't be a presence at all. This one's slapped to the shortstop. That's a high throw, and we've got a collision at the base. Runner is safe, and taking a hit on that is first baseman for Franklin County. That's Jack Ross, who took a tumble, and everybody appears to be okay. Jack Ross, that could not have felt good. That looked painful.
Yeah, on both parts. High throw.
Yeah, Ross did a nice job just to corral that and probably save him a base, but took the harm for his trouble. I did notice he looked at the ump to see if he was called out or not before. That's a mark of a true competitor right there. And I'm guessing that will be scored an infield hit, as Zach Morris gets aboard.
And then we got a pitch runner for him.
Yeah, a little discussion here between Coach McDonald for Franklin County and our umpires.
I think Coach McDonald's thinking that he should have been called out.
Yeah, I mean, it looked like Ross had the ball. Let's take a look at this again on the Whitehead Hancock replay. There's the throw. The throw's high, but yeah, if he hits him, he doesn't have to tag there. That's a force. So I would think if they make contact, that's an out, right?
Should be.
I think that was the case that Darren McDonald was attempting to make and was unsuccessful in doing so. So that'll bring Nate Atkins to the plate, who's in the DH role tonight. He was the starter last night for Great Crossing, went about 3.5. Now Farr working with 1 out, and Atkins swinging at the first pitch and knocking it foul.
Throw over, not in time.
Kalen Farr leads this staff for Franklin County in strikeouts on the season, and by quite a bit, 56 strikeouts on the year. There's a big swing and a miss by Atkins. And Kalen Farr getting ahead of the count here. Let's take a look at this again. I think we felt that over here.
Yeah.
And they're going to try for the runner at first, but Morris was staying, or the pinch runner for Morris, I should say, was staying pretty close to the bag. Here's the 0-2. That's high for ball one.
Yeah, I think Armstrong was trying to signal there at the last minute to go high, to get him maybe to chase the rising fastball there.
Strike three, swinging. Nice pitch there, and the runner takes, and he tried to get him at second. The ball passed, but Zach Morris will stay at second. We'll take a look here.
The right fielder, number
Armstrong.
4, Peyton Mullins.
Quick to pop up and throw that, but I think it was always going to be he was always going to run on a swing with 2 strikes, and runner advances. But it costs Great Crossing an out. Here's the slapper, and that's going to get through. This might be the first run of the game for Great Crossing. Throw coming in. It will not be in time. Great Crossing gets one across. 1-0 your score. As that was Peyton Mullenix who slapped that one out to left field.
The center fielder, number 17, Michael Mullins.
Let's take a look at the replay here. Nice bit of running. As soon as he saw that was going through, the sign was always going to be go home with it. Nice job by Armstrong, but just needed a little longer arm there to get that tag. The throw was in time, but
Little wide.
little wide. 1-0 your score. Great Crossing striking first on their first attempt here.
And that's what we saw Frankfort High do last night against Great Crossing, was come out, get one on the board early. Then Crossing able to answer.
That makes only the 15th run that Kalen Farr has given up this season. Swing and a foul ball that time by Michael Mullins.
And I don't
center fielder.
Don't know that that's an earned run, because I think there was an error on the throw to put the runner on.
So that's I think you're right. There's a swing and just gets a piece of that to stay alive, does Michael Mullins. There you see Peyton Mullenix, who had that RBI single to left field to put Great Crossing on top. Here's the 0-2 with 2 outs. That one's high and outside. And now if you're Kalen Farr, you're already well ahead in the count. You don't want to take the risk of having another run come across. You got 2 outs. You can kind of play with your spot here. This one's going to roll over to short. Throw is on, and they call him out, and that will get Franklin County out of the inning. Great Crossing gets one across. Franklin County, coming to bat in the bottom of the first.
Yeah, this is Joe. You need a tree removed from your yard? Yeah, I can do that for you.
Don't take a chance on any Joe Schmo. Call Estate Tree Service for all your tree care needs. Since 1957, Estate Tree Service has provided safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. From tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and debris cleanup, we've got you covered. Call the trusted professionals at Estate Tree Service today.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate.
When she rolled up, I was shook. Like the fit was giving main character energy, no cap. And I was being like real extra, you know? Exactly. It's whatever.
It may be difficult to understand everything your teenage daughter is saying, but with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh snap, what's the 411? Hashtag cool dad.
Dad.
Franklin County Flyers coming to bat for the first time here in the 41st District Championship game. Taking the mound for Great Crossing. That will be Dylan Jarvis, number 7. Leading off for Franklin County is going to be the opposite number, in a manner of speaking. Kalen Farr, number 15, is going to be the leadoff hitter for Franklin County. Farr batting .411 on the season. He's got 18 RBI, 39 hits in 95 at-bats. He's gotten across 44 times.
Leading off the Flyers, the pitcher, number 15, Caitlin Farr.
Here's Dylan Jarvis stepping onto the mound with glasses. Classic pitcher look from the 70s. You saw so many guys with just
the
those
hair
big,
fanning out from underneath the cap.
Straight off a baseball card. It just reminds me, I was reading up on, I don't know if this name has any significance for you, the story of Doc Ellis. He was the Pittsburgh Pirates pitcher in the 70s. He pitched a no-hitter while, let's say, enjoying the influence of some psychedelics.
Okay.
It's a really interesting story.
Along with everybody else in the 70s.
This is true. 2-1 count to Farr right now. Jarvis steps off the mound for a second.
Didn't like the ball.
Did not like the ball. And Farr will step back in here, and here's the 2. It is slapped and gonna get picked up by the third baseman, but the throw's wide. Farr is gonna try to get second. He will slide.
Well, and a good diving stop by the third baseman, Coulter. That could have been, you know, into the outfield.
And that's
may not have gave up the extra base if he lets it get through, but.
Yeah, that's one of those things. It's, you know, it made a great stop, but at a certain, you know, and you want a guy to try to make the throw, but there's, you know, you can try too hard to make it, and then, you know, you're maybe sacrificing control for speed there. And then that costs you a base. And that'll bring up Jeremy Walters, left fielder. One out of the count to Walters. He gets a hold of it. That might be trouble. That is going to split the outfielders. That'll bring Farr around to score the first one for Franklin County. We're all tied up at 1 here in the bottom of the first. Nice hit by Jeremy Walters.
Yeah, into the gap. The right fielder playing a little shallow.
Cameron McDonald.
Yeah, and again, that was that trouble spot, you know, out there in right field, center field, where the sun is really going to be a problem. But that time, I don't think, even if it had been, we had been playing under lights, I don't think either one of them are getting to that ball. Just a nicely placed hit. That brings Cameron McDonald to the plate, DH for Franklin County, who's ahead in the count 1-0. Two and 0 as that one is high and inside.
They gave him the corner.
Oh, you're right. I saw the pitch and I was looking for another stat sheet here and did not see the call. McDonald with a big night last night. 2 hits, 3 RBIs. He had a double in 4 at-bats. And here's the 1-2. Did not get the friendly zone that time. Did Jarvis. Here's the 2-2. Swung on and grounded to short. It's going to be tight at first, but they got him, and that'll be the first batter retired for Franklin County. That does advance Jeremy Walters to second on the fielder's choice.
The second baseman, number 3, Jacob Golson.
That brings Jacob Golson to the plate, the second baseman. Had a couple of hits and a couple of RBIs last night against Western Hills in game 1 of last night's festivities. And you look at a pitch that's way outside, and that is going to prompt a visit to the mound from the catcher for Great Crossing, Zach Morris. Golson on the season batting .345, not too shabby, 37 RBIs. He leads the team in that statistic. He's been very productive from the plate. And that is probably a big reason why he is the cleanup hitter tonight. He's got a chance to knock in another RBI with a runner in scoring position, and he looks at ball 2. That one looked close.
That looked like the same pitch that McDonald got called on a strike on. About the same spot, but
yeah. We've seen that a couple of times, maybe a little inconsistency in the zones. Here's the 2-0. Golson waited on it and smacked it out to dead center field. He will stand on first and the run will come in. Franklin County taking the lead on an RBI single by Jacob Golson.
Well, you said that he led the team in RBIs.
Add another one.
The first baseman,
Nice
number
job
35,
hitting. Let's take
Jack
a look
Ross.
at the replay here. That was a nice bit of base running that time by Jeremy Walters, because as soon as he saw that ball getting over the glove of the pitcher, he was gone. And I mean, obviously he was getting the run sign, but I don't think there was anything else in his mind at that point. And Walters scores, and So that'll bring the first baseman, Jack Ross, to the plate. It's good to see him.
Gilman Morris, two good-sized kids colliding.
Oh, yeah. We saw something similar in Great Crossing's game last night. One of the Great Crossing base runners having a collision with the shortstop for Frankfort High. It's a bang-bang play, and it looks like they got the out at first. And they tried to get the lead runner at second, but Golson was able to move over.
The right fielder, number 18.
That'll be out number 2 on the fielder's choice for Jack Ross, and that brings Kylan Penn to the plate, the right fielder for Franklin County. Smacks that one to shallow center field, and this should do it. That'll be all she wrote, but the Flyers get 2 across and take the lead. Top of the second coming up.
That's the end of the first, ladies and gentlemen. Warhawks 1, Flyers.
Game of the Week is brought to you by J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. The Franklin County Farm Bureau's J.O. Osborne wishes all of their local teams a healthy, competitive, and successful season. J.O. and Kentucky Farm Bureau have been insuring Frankfort since 1943. With them on your team, when you experience a loss from an accident or storm, it can be a real game changer.
In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do,
and families are why we do it.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it. Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
Top of the second here at Western Hills High School. Great Crossing down 2-1 to Franklin County, and here's how we got there in the first. Great Crossing off early and gets a run across in the top half of the first, getting under the tags that time was Zach Morris for Great Crossing, but Franklin County doing a little damage of their own. A nice hit out there to left center, and then that one was really the one that was just an impressive piece of hitting all around by the top of the half of the Franklin County order. And the Flyers find themselves with a 2-1 lead here to start off the second. Swing on the first pitch and knocking it out to left field.
Just out of reach of Roberts at third base.
Yeah, like the first one he saw and wasted no time getting on base, did Matt Lacey, the second baseman. And that'll bring Chase Coulter,
number 14, Chase Coulter,
up to the plate. And the runner is safe over there. Kalen Farr trying to catch Matt Lacey, maybe not paying attention, but Lacey was able to get back in. He's going to try him again.
Trying to keep him honest.
That one is slapped up in the air. Armstrong made an attempt at it, but ran out of room. Penn keeping a watchful eye on Matt Lacey for great crossing over on second base. And there's the drag bunt down the first base line. They will get the runner at first. Got the one that was most available to them, so 1 out, but that does advance Lacey over to second. So job well done by Chase Coulter and that sacrifice bunt.
Yeah, and a good job.
Number 23, Ben Lacey.
Bunt behind the runner. And then Franklin County, Ross made the smart play, go with the easy out at first.
That'll bring Ben Lacey up to the plate. Number 23, the first baseman for great crossing. That one's in the dirt. But able to get in front of that was Armstrong. That was a big theme of both games last night. Probably the most obvious theme for both games was just wild pitches and wild throws.
Balls in the dirt.
And that is really, to a large degree, what made the difference. That's a foul tip out back. And especially in the two games that we had last night where it was the third and fourth seed making all the mistakes, or a great deal of the mistakes, and making them in an untimely manner. That was really, it wasn't the complete difference, but it was the biggest part of it.
Yeah, Western Hills had too many errors last night, and so did Frankfort High to be.
1-1 pitch is smacked out to right field. That'll get the runner to third. They're going to send him home, and he's going to walk in, and I don't know what happened there with the throw. It looked like they had held the runner at third, but then from our vantage point, it's tough to see where the runner was going. And
the shortstop, number 1, Brenton Alcorn.
Ben Lacey made it into first, and I was watching for the throw to see if they actually sent the runner, and it didn't seem like the throw was ever going to come. But that ties it up at 2 as Matt Lacey gets across. We're tied at 2 here after Great Crossing gets that run across here in the top of the second. 1 out. And 1 aboard for the Warhawks as Kalen Farr tries to get out of a jam here. And that one looked like it stung.
Yeah, fouled it off the inside of that foot.
I think his ankle might feel worse than yours right now.
Yeah, probably.
Our man Chris Cole here is the walking wounded. We're certainly glad he's toughing it out with the turned ankle to be here with us.
It takes more than that to keep me out.
I know that. As a survivor of many sprained ankles via skateboarding in my youth, you just learn to live with it. This is Braxton Alcorn at the plate. And finds himself down 0-2, and Armstrong going to come to the mound to have a little discussion with Kalen Farr on how they want to see about handling this with 1 out. Ahead in this count 0-2. Runner on first, because it might be a very likely scenario that you're going to see a bunt attempted to be laid down, despite the fact that he's got 2 strikes, does Alcorn. It seems like it might be a good spot for it if you can lay it down in the correct direction.
Well,
miss it, you might be sitting down for the inning.
And Farr's doing a good job pitching him inside. He's trying to get that ground ball for a possible double play.
The 0-2, and that's going to be to second. They might get the double play. They cannot turn 2, but they get the lead runner. that'll be out number 2 as Alcorn makes it to first on the fielder's choice.
Yeah, it looked like there may be a little bit of a bobble here by the second baseman. Alcorn able to get the step ahead of the throw.
That will bring in the top of the order back up as Dustin Hoffman steps in. He grounded out straight to the pitcher to lead off the game. And they're going to try to get the runner, and it's a good throw, but the hop got him, I think. And Franklin County fans don't like it, but, you know, from our camera, it was pretty clear. Let's watch it again.
He's safe.
Yeah, never got the tag down.
You're good, B. You're good. Seconds there.
So that'll put the runner in scoring position, and at some point they're probably going to send him anyway, just given the situation. As Hoffman looks at ball 2.
Get deep, Brenton. Shorts in your pocket. You're good right there. You're good. You're good. You're good. You're good.
And they'll try to get the runner at second again. We saw everybody that took the field last night. All 4 teams had some degree of struggle with that.
Seconds there. You're good. You're good. Add one.
In terms of pickoff plays. That one just outside. Farr really needs to get one across the plate here.
You know, we saw this last night with 2 outs, man on second. You know, a lot of the pitchers struggled, it seemed like, in that situation, that they were more worried about the runner than getting the ball across the plate.
And with 2 outs, you don't have to worry about the runner, because if you can get him out, then, you know, you get back in the dugout anyway. And they caught a little hesitation there on the part of Alcorn. There's the 3-1, and Hoffman gets all of that. That one's going back, but it is put out by the left fielder, and Franklin County gets out of the jam with only 1 run conceded, and they're coming up to bat in the bottom of the second. We'll have that for you coming up here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Bob Allen is Kentucky's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen of Frankfort for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as quality late model pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfurt.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfort's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfurt.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency. Celebrating over 47 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating 46 years. Call, stop by, or visit BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Top of the second, and we're all tied up after Great Crossing gets a run across in the top of the second. Now as we enter the bottom half of the second inning, Franklin County has Landon Sparks to lead off coming up to bat. Sparks in 3 at-bats had 2 hits. Got across base twice.
Center fielder, number 2, Landon Sparks.
Got on once on a walk and had a stolen base. So one of the stars for Franklin County at the plate yesterday against Great Crossing, stepping up to bat in the 7th spot here, and Dylan Jarvis will step back on the mound. And Sparks Swinging at the first one he sees, but popping it foul.
Yeah, really productive out of that bottom half of the lineup last night with Sparks.
Sparks slaps that one foul off to the right side. Very aggressive to start out here. Landon Sparks, the senior. And you know he's going to want to end his district play with a district title. That time he's just not able to get enough behind that one, and that is out number one.
The catcher, number 14, Landon Armstrong.
That'll bring Landon Armstrong to the plate, the catcher for Franklin County. Armstrong smacks that one to deep left field, but they had shifted right, and that was the opportune time to do so, as that is out number two.
The shortstop, number 1, Sawyer Pop.
That'll bring Sawyer Pop to the plate with 2 outs here for Franklin County. He looks at strike one. And if you're Dylan Jarvis on the mound for Great Crossing, you really want to make sure you're not fooling around with Pop, because even with 2 outs, you don't really want to face the top of this order for Franklin County.
No, because they have been hot last night and what we saw in that first inning.
One is in the dirt. He's having a little trouble with control so far in this at-bat is Dylan Jarvis.
Well, sometimes you just got to tell kid, quit trying to place it, just play catch.
Gets that one in there for a strike. He may have been taking your advice without knowing it. Dylan Jarvis, the junior. In addition to pitching, he's also platooned, as many players do in high school baseball, second base, third base, shortstop. 2-2 the count here for Sawyer Pop, and really for Franklin County, what you need him to do is just have a good solid at bat here. And that was what you didn't need to have happen, and that will be out, and Dylan Jarvis gets the strikeout to put away the side. Going to the top of the third, 2-2 your score.
At the end of the second, ladies and gentlemen, Warhawks 2, Flyers.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car, because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating 46 years. Call, stop by, or visit BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
Keep going, more.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Today, we customize everything. So why not customize your video choices with NextBand Stream, the new video streaming app from FPB. Just install NextBand Stream on your smart TV, mobile, and streaming devices. Then watch with features like Restart and Replay TV, plus Cloud DVR to record cable and local channels. Powered by fast, reliable FPB internet and Wi-Fi. Customize your video. Call or visit FPB online to sign up.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
It's the top of the third, and we've already got Sweet Caroline being played over the loudspeaker, regaling all of us here at Western Hills High School, the site of the 41st District Baseball Tournament for 2023. And we've got the number 1 and number 2 seeds, Franklin County and Great Crossing, in lockstep right now, tied at 2-2. As Great Crossing comes up to bat the number 2 slot, Zach Morris. He got aboard and eventually scored in the first inning for Great Crossing. And Kalen Farr with the 0-1, and that'll bring it to 0-2, and that is a painful way to get strike 2 there for Zach Morris.
Morris was at that collision with Ross in the first inning.
Yeah. The way he's going, he's gonna be lucky to walk out of here tonight.
Ice bath in the future.
Here's the 0-2, that one outside. And you could tell the way Armstrong set up right there, he was really trying to get Zach Morris to chase that one. Morris gets under that and pops it out behind the backstop. We'll take a second to thank our sponsors for Game of the Week baseball tonight and every broadcast that we've had. Estate Tree Service and J.O. Osborne with Franklin County Farm Bureau. Thanks for making all this possible. As Morris steps out and readjusts his grip. Here's the 1-2, and Morris gets a hold of that. It's a chopper to third. It'll stay fair, and it'll get past the third baseman, so Morris gets aboard to start out the top of the third inning. He's going to go to second as the relay gets over the top of the second baseman. He will go into third as a calamity of errors here for Franklin County. And what should have been a routine single now ends up with the runner very, very close to getting run number 3 aboard for Great Crossing. And we'll get a pinch runner in there for Zach Morris. Yeah, I want to take a look at this again because it was almost a little bit confusing as to how we got there. The throw came into second, but I think maybe they thought Morris was going to try to stretch that because the ball just kind of died once it hit the grass in left field. So the left fielder there, Walters, I think that was what he had in mind. So he was going to try to get the ball to second and way overshot his target, and that winds up with Morris on third. And Atkins gets one down and through the infield, and that will score another run for Great Crossing.
Number 4, Peyton Mullenix.
That brings to the plate Peyton Mullenix, who had an RBI single in the first inning. As Adkins stepping on first with an RBI on that one. Great Crossing takes the lead once again. This one gets through, and this is going to be danger time for Franklin County as they cannot keep the ball in the infield right now.
Well, the Great Crossing doing a really good job of hitting the ball really hard, hitting it low.
Swinging on the first pitch, too, being really aggressive.
Number 17.
Mullenix gets aboard. That'll move Adkins to third base. So we've got runners on the corners for Great Crossing. That brings Micah Mullins to the plate, grounded out to second to bring the first inning to a close for Great Crossing. gets over to second. So now runners on second and third as Peyton Mullenix makes it over to second. Adds a stolen base to his count of 2 RBIs so far on the game. There's the 1-0 to Mullins, and getting in front of that is Landon Armstrong, the catcher for Franklin County. Three to 2 your score. Great Crossing taking the lead. They've got runners on second and third and no outs. Franklin County in a jam right now.
Yeah, Great Crossing could really break this open with nobody out, 2 runners in scoring position. You could be looking at a 3 or 4 run deficit before you get out of this inning.
Kalen Farr throws the strike. That's really going to be a test of his fortitude right now and his ability to get out of the jam, because if you can get out of it, it gives you a lot of momentum going through the rest of the game. Give up a hit right now and you probably aren't long for this game. Hasn't thrown a ton of pitches so far, but that count's steadily rising, as it tends to do.
Yeah, and when pressure starts to heat up, you know, that strike zone becomes smaller and smaller if you're a pitcher.
Yeah, the tendency starts to become trying to overpitch, and that's when you get balls thrown past the catcher. Can lead to a lot of problems. So kind of a gut check moment here for the Flyers all the way around. That one smacked high and deep and shallow, so they were able to keep the runner on third. Nice job of running in to make the play there for Walters. I believe that was Walters, the left fielder, came in to grab that.
Number 8, Matt Lacey.
Just got under it, did Mullins. And yeah, nice job by Walters. And some respect for the arm of Walters there was shown by Nate Atkins and the base coach for Great Crossing. So runners on second and third as Mullins, they were able to get a runner over to second. That was Mullenix that got over to second. As I try to get my scoring up to date here. That's a big out for Franklin County to get. That one smacked and through the glove of the shortstop. That'll bring across a run. Great Crossing doubles their lead here in the top of the third.
Number 14, Chase Coulter.
And on the corners, 1 out. You got to think Lacey's probably going to second here.
Yeah, they don't want to have the force available. They don't want to have a shot at a double play with a chance to get this far ahead and jump out on top of the Flyers this much. Do Great Crossing. Some clutch hitting right now for the Warhawks in this third inning. It's broken this game open a little bit. That one slapped hard, picking it up and throwing home, trying to get the lead runner, and it bounces, and that'll get another run in, and the runners will advance to second and third. As this is the scenario you didn't want for Franklin County. Tried to get the runner and keep that off the board, but instead you've got one across, and you've got 2 runners in scoring position.
Number 23, Ben
and
Lacey.
had a chance at him, but just not the ideal throw. I mean, you got to get it outside a little bit to keep it away from the runner there, but bounced it.
Yeah, Roberts kind of short-armed that one.
That will bring Ben Lacey, or Chase Coulter rather, to the plate. Or excuse me, that is Ben Lacey. Chase Coulter is the one that slapped that last hit down the third base line. That one just getting in the strike zone. One and one the count here to Ben Lacey, the first baseman. And slaps it, and that's going to be a tricky one. And the ball is dropped. Franklin County with yet another fielding error by the shortstop, and great crossing all over the Flyers so far here in the top of the third.
Yeah, a little dribbler back up the middle.
Yeah, I think he was trying to make that throw before the ball was in his glove too. But that's also a tough one, you know, ball takes a weird hop. And then you're just eaten alive by it if you're the shortstop there. That makes the second RBI of the game by Ben Lacey that time. And we've got a visit to the mound here, and Coach McDonald, I think, just trying to kind of get everybody's heads back in the game here, as we've seen a lot of errors here in the top of the third. Maybe trying to get his pitcher just to, you know, calm down, just get out of this one. We'll make it up when we're at the plate. And that's all you can do, really.
Yeah, as far as not pitched horrible, he hasn't had a whole lot of help. You know, a couple of errors this inning has not helped the situation. And that can get a pitcher frustrated too. So
yeah, and just gets in your head, and then you start not really hitting your spots, and then that kind of just bleeds over to everybody else on the team. And that might be a little bit of what we've seen. It's just when it rains, it pours. You know? Momentum definitely the way of the Warhawks here, and Franklin County pretty desperately needs to get out of this inning. It's Braxton Alcorn coming up to the plate. He reached on a fielder's choice in the top of the second, his last time up. We've got Chase Coulter on third and Ben Lacey standing over on first for great crossing. And you got to think it's not going to be too long before they try to move Lacey over to second. And that is definitely something Franklin County is looking towards, but they just let him have the base there, because we saw that last night in the Frankfurt High great crossing game. They tried to throw a guy out at second, and great crossing had a base runner on third, and that allowed him to score. That is an uncontested stolen base. That one is slapped and knocked down by the first baseman. He rushes to get that, and they call him safe. I think they said his foot wasn't on the bag there. That was the call that the umpire made, and things go from bad to worse for Franklin County. Ross can't believe it, and Darren McDonald is going out to plead his case there, because that one looked pretty close from our vantage point. Let's take a look at the Whitehead-Hancock replay. Slapper to first base. Ross did a good job to get to it initially. And then coming on to assist in that was the second baseman for Franklin County, and he got it back to Ross.
I think he said he pulled the foot off before.
Yeah, Ross was definitely stretching out to get that foot on the bag, and I think the umpire said that he pulled the foot off, and they're going to stick with that call. 7-2 the score as that gets a run across.
Number 40, Dustin Hoffman.
And advances Ben Lacey to third. Let's take a look at this again. Our view is a little bit blocked off by the pitcher, Kalen Farr. Weren't quite able to see it. Now showing bunt here is Dustin Hoffman. 7-2 your score as Alcorn will move over to second. Great crossing, really breaking this one open here.
Nobody, Brenton, nobody!
Here's the 0-1, and it's in the dirt. Nice job of Armstrong to get in front of that. Probably saved a run if that gets by.
Yeah, and, you know, we saw that a lot last night in both games. A lot of pitches in the dirt. We talked about that off the air before we came on. So
that one's slapped down. Coming on to make the grab is Walters, and he does a nice job of looking the runner back. Ball is thrown to first. I think they may have been trying to bait the runner into coming home from third, but staying put is the runner, Ben Lacey. So second and third are where the runners will stay, but that's a big out for Franklin County to get, as they need to get out of this inning in the worst way. That is a second out that has been a long time coming. If you're a Franklin County fan.
Watch the back throw. Watch the back throw. Stay ready.
Zach Morris coming to the plate here. Already scored in this inning. And he hits a slapper. That one's going to be tricky. It's going to stay fair. Armstrong not making the throw, choosing to keep the runners on base. Probably a heads-up move there by Landon Armstrong.
Well, you know, that's one of those, is it going to die? Is it going to roll foul? You really don't know. And if he had made the throw, nobody's covering the plate for the throwback.
Yeah.
And
that is a good observation there, Chris. Because the guy in that situation normally is covering the plate is far, and I don't think he was going to be able to get there. It's 2 outs, bases loaded. Big at bat here for Nate Adkins.
Hey, Brenton, I got you, buddy. Get big. Hey, watch your back, pick Bishop. Yeah, Bishop, be smart. Nobody, Brenton.
Here's the 1-0 from far. That was high, and Atkins chased it and just got a piece of it.
Come on, Nate. Hey, right there, Brandon. Shorts behind. Shorts behind. Shortstop.
Here comes the 1-1. Slapped up, and Roth's going to try to make a move on it. Nearly lost his footing, but makes the grab in foul territory, and that is a huge out as that gets Franklin County out of the inning, but not before great crossing puts 5 on the board. 7-2 your score, Warhawks on top.
FPB delivers more value to our customers with Watch TV Everywhere. It's the free extra service that lets you watch favorites from your TV package on the go. Take a few minutes to sign up at fpb.cc and you'll be all set to explore many channels and on-demand shows on any internet-connected computer, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Watch TV Everywhere. Another great way FPB delivers the choice, convenience, and value you want.
Capital Expo is back June 2nd and 3rd. It's time to plan your expo experience and look at ways you can participate. Are you an arts and crafts or food vendor? Are you in a band? Interested in being a sponsor of the event? Do you feel like running in the Funnel Cake 5K? Do you want to be a star and audition for Capital Expo Idol? Get all the info you need at kyexpo.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate.
Bottom of the third, Franklin County coming to bat. Excuse me, easy for me to say. And the good news is for the Flyers, you've got the top of the order coming up. The bad news is it comes after a top of the inning that not even a mother could love.
No, you had 3 errors in the top of that inning on throwing, fielding. It's just, you're going into the top of the third 2-2 after a short at bat in the bottom of the second, and everything that could go wrong did go wrong.
And that's where you've got to really make up some of that momentum right here at the plate. And starting off is going to be Kalen Farr. Got aboard with the single and came around to score in the top of the first to open up the scoring for Franklin County. So we've got a stoppage of play here, and I think the umpire had to resupply his stock of baseballs. And now we'll get back underway. Here comes the 2-0 from Jarvis. Farr takes a cut at it, but hits it over towards his coach, Darren McDonald. Swing and a miss. That'll bring the count even at 2-2. We were talking about Major League last night off air, and got to get some Ricky Vaughn vibes from the stance that Dylan Jarvis has right now and the glasses. As that one hops to third base and shortstop and eats the shortstop alive. So Kalen Farr will get on base, helping out his own cause.
Yeah, did we get a zoom in on those glasses? Is there a skull and crossbones on the bridge?
Possibly.
Come on, Jeremy.
And swinging on the first pitch, that one is going to go to second, and double play was on the mind of the second baseman, but wasn't able to come up with the ball, so that'll advance Kalen Farr over to third, and Walters will be standing on first base. That's another case of, I think you're trying to make the play before you've actually got the ball.
Yeah, I mean, we've seen this in third game in a row, that we've seen that at least once or twice. Player on the infield.
And as bad as that top half of the inning was for the Flyers, this is about as good of a response as you could have come up with so far. That'll bring Cameron McDonald to the plate, the DH, with a chance to make a pretty healthy cut into this great crossing lead. Swings and hits that. That'll bring at least one run home. Walters will go to second, so runners on first and second, and at least one of those runs gets pulled back by the Franklin County Flyers.
Yeah, McDonald liked that first pitch.
He
went down after it and hit it hard into the gap between the shortstop and the third baseman. Shortstop was pulled over towards the bag for a double play ball. And McDonald, good piece of hitting there.
We have yet to see a double play turned in this tournament, but we've seen the double play attempts be the bane of the existence of some of the fielders. And that one is hit deep and it drops. That's going to get at least 2 runs in for Franklin County. I say that one run is going to stay, the runner is going to stay at third, so they will get 1 run out of that, but a fantastic start to the inning for Franklin County. They've already got 2 runs back, and they'll have runners on second and third with no outs. I really thought they were going to send the other runner there, but discretion being the better part of valor, I think that relay throw came in a little faster than they thought it would. But nice piece of hitting there by
Number
Jacob
35,
Golson, getting
Jack
his
Ross.
second RBI of the night.
Another case of that wind blowing in just a little bit from center field. And if the wind's blowing out just a little bit, that ball may have been gone.
So 2 runs have scored here in the bottom of the third. Franklin County with a great response so far to that top half of the third. 7-4 your score, and tying run at the plate with no outs. Watching that one fall south of the strike zone is Jack Ross, the first baseman. Of course, he's been involved. He's been pretty busy over there on first base out in the field so far. He had that nasty looking collision that he was thankfully able to bounce back from in the first.
Had a play that could have been called out.
Yeah, that was a tough call.
You know, had a couple that hit hard at him that he had to dive or reach for, but was able to corral that foul ball to end the top of the inning.
That's a smacker, and that gets through the second baseman. That'll bring 1 run across. They're gonna hold the runner at third. Is Franklin County, but McDonald will come around to score. Golson moves to third, and runners on the corners. Franklin County right back in this.
Yeah, when you hit the ball hard,
makes it much harder to field.
It does.
Now runners on the corners again, no outs, and they've already given up 3 runs in the inning, have great crossing, and there's going to be a meeting on the mound with Dylan Jarvis, as he is already in a pretty big jam here so far in the bottom of the third. Jack Ross with a timely hit there. Jarvis wearing a bit of a troubled expression right now, I think you could say.
Courtesy runner, number 7, A.J. Eagle.
We're going to get a substitution here as A.J. Eagle coming in to
Number
bat.
18, Kylan Penn.
Well, that was a substitute runner, I think. A.J. Eagle, who was the starting pitcher last night, got the win with 5 strikeouts for Franklin County. He's going to come on as a pinch runner. And Kylan Penn comes to bat. He flew out to straightaway center to end the bottom of the first. And his only at bat so far. That one in the dirt, it bounces. Run's gonna come in, standing up. And just like that, Franklin County has cut the deficit to 1. And that is how quickly the tide can turn in high school baseball.
Yeah, I mean, 2 errors, you know, in the field this inning for great crossing, and then a pass ball on a pitch.
Now you've got a runner in scoring position in Jack Ross. Still no outs for great crossing. Swing and a miss there for Penn.
And Coach McDonald put Eagle in on the base path for Ross. A little more speed.
Aaron slaps and second baseman picks it up. They'll get the runner at third. On the fielder's choice, Penn will get aboard, and that is the first out of the inning, as Eagle is not able to get under the tag that time.
Number 2, Landon Sparks.
So 1 out, runner on first, and that'll bring Landon Sparks to the plate. He started out the second inning for Franklin County by grounding out to the shortstop. As as we call time here, and we're going to give time for Kylan Penn over there to put on his, as I like to deem it, the oven mitt. Although if it's an oven mitt, you'd best be pretty careful with the thumb. That is a pop foul, pop sacrifice bunt, and not a very good attempt, as Penn will sit down, or Landon Sparks rather will sit down, as I try to get my roster straight here. That'll be the second out, and that will bring up the catcher, Landon Armstrong.
Hey, you got a short one, all right? You got a short one.
Armstrong flew out to left field in the last inning, and looks like he might do the same here, and that will bring the inning to an end, but not before Franklin County with the big-time response, putting 4 across. 7-6 your score. We've got a good one here. Stay with us. Top of the 4th coming up.
When she rolled up, I was shook. Like the fit was giving main character energy, no cap. And I was being like real extra, you know? Exactly. It's whatever.
It may be difficult to understand everything your teenage daughter is saying, but with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh snap, what's the 411? Hashtag cool dad.
Dad.
Game of the Week is brought to you by J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. The Franklin County Farm Bureau's J.O. Osborne wishes all of our local teams a healthy, competitive, and successful season. J.O. and Kentucky Farm Bureau have been insuring Frankfort since 1943. With them on your team, when you experience a loss from an accident or storm, it can be a real game changer.
In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do,
and families are why we do it.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it.
Welcome back to Western Hills High School and the championship game of the 41st District Tournament here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week. Alongside Chris Cole, I'm John Piesheimer, and we got a game on our hands, Chris, here, as Franklin County really responding to a rough top half of the inning where they gave up 5 runs by getting 4 back of their own.
Yeah, John, the Franklin County, they responded really well, hit the ball really hard, able to have some things go their way, and able to capitalize on a couple errors, and able to climb right back in this game.
Yeah, and if you're Darren McDonald, you've got to be telling your guys, okay, we got roughed up in that last inning, but you know what? We're right back in it, only down 1 run, blank slate right here. So let's just go out and let's play solid. As leading off for Great Crossing is going to be Peyton Mullenix, the right fielder who's already got a couple of RBIs on the game. And here's the 1-1 outside for another ball. That one well outside now.
So, John, we got 3 championship games tonight in the 11th region. One was decided last night. The 44th district was decided down in Richmond. Madison Central beat Madison Southern. In the 43rd, you got Dunbar versus Catholic tonight. And then in the 42nd, you got Scott County versus Sayre. So with these 2 teams that's playing here in the 41st, those 6 I just mentioned will be your 11th region tournament next week. We know one of these teams is going to be a 1 seed. We know Madison Central is going to be a 1 seed, and then whatever happens with the other 2 games. Scott County coming off a big win against Douglas, which seems like Douglas has just dominated everything they've touched the last year and a half.
And now Scott County facing Sayre, and of some interest to some of baseball fans here in the Frankfort area. Sayre was the team that knocked Frankfort out of the All-A Classic on their way to winning it. And I do believe, was this the first year for an All-A Classic for baseball? I believe it. They may have had it a few years before. I'm not sure. I feel like this may have been the first year. I apologize for not having that information on the ready. But yeah, really interesting regional tournament developing here for the 11th region, and still anybody's guess as who the 41st District's participant in that tournament is going to be. That one slapped foul by Micah Mullins, the center fielder, as Peyton Mullenix was walked aboard. That's actually the first walk that I have of the game for Kalen Farr.
You know, I've said it on soccer, I've said it on basketball, and I'm going to say it on baseball. The 11th region, with maybe the exception of the 7th out of Louisville, is the toughest region in the state.
I'd be inclined to agree.
I mean, you've got so much talent in the Lexington area, and then you throw in the Richmond schools and the Scott County schools, and then the Frankfort and Franklin County schools. It's loaded from top to bottom, really.
Yeah, and it's one of those things where we've seen some of the Franklin County teams, you know, as that one's pops to right field, and Ross is going to be able to put this away for the first out. But, you know, it's interesting that we talk about that when we've got these two teams out here, because one of the things that I've always kind of observed is that for the Franklin County teams, when they have played in the 41st District, they seem to always be running up, and for years it was Woodford County, where they're running up against a team where all the talent is funneled in one direction versus being split in three directions here in the Frankfort area. And now you've got a team in Great Crossing, and we mentioned Scott County earlier. It's kind of a different universe for them because all those kids were going to Scott County for so many years, and now that's being split down the middle.
Yeah, and it's been, I don't want to say it's been heavy.
And they get him. Mullenix thrown out, trying to steal second. Nice throw that time to get out number 2.
A little slow on the jump there.
Yeah.
And a great throw by Armstrong.
Had him by a couple of feet. Nice throw by Armstrong. Nice tag there by Golson. That one slapped into center field. Coming on is a center fielder, and Franklin County gets out of the inning, doesn't give up a run. Nice job by Landon Sparks to come on and pick up out number 3. Franklin County coming up 7-6. Great Crossing, your score.
Big inning there.
Yeah. Had to get on his.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it.
Bob Allen is Kentucky's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen of Frankfort for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as quality late model pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfort.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfort's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfort.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 47 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com. Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service, or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
Well, if you're going to go down 5 runs, you can't ask for a better response than Franklin County has had here. They picked up 4 runs in response in the bottom of the 3rd and then putting them out 1, 2, 3 in the top of the 4th. So Franklin County well in this one, and right now you got to say they've got all the momentum, Chris.
Yes, they do. Coming off allowing 5 runs in the top of the 3rd, you answer back with 4 yourself to cut it down to 1, and then a
pitching change for the Warhawks.
1, 2, 3 inning. It's exactly what the doctor ordered.
We have got a new pitcher in for Great Crossing as the night will be over for Dylan Jarvis, and that is number 2 coming in to take over on the mound. Caleb Morrison, the senior left-hander. That'll present an interesting change of pace because if I'm not mistaken, we've only had right-handed pitchers so far in this tournament. So now Morrison, the lefty. And first one goes off the face mask of the catcher. As standing in to lead off the inning is Sawyer Pop. He's only had 1 at bat so far, and that resulted in a strikeout to end the inning in the bottom of the 2nd. While we were in the replay, Sawyer Pop taking a strike, looking to even count at 1-1. Pop gets a hold of that one. Pardon the obvious pun. Pop fly straight to center. It was going to happen at some point.
You're on your game tonight, John.
I know. Well, you know, set him up on a tee for me.
It's not T-ball.
I know.
Number 15, Kaylin Farr.
See how I did that?
Well, yeah, exactly. I didn't make it any further than T-ball, so I've only got my puns to lean on here. So 1 batter, 1 out so far for Morrison. And that'll bring Kaylin Farr back to the plate. That is such a huge inning for Kaylin Farr in the bottom of the 3rd and the top of the 4th, as far as his confidence getting back up there on the mound. There's the 0-1 that's in the dirt. Kaylin Farr's teammates getting behind him in the dugout. That one high and wide for 2-1.
And you feel like all the momentum has shifted, right?
Every bit of it.
Franklin County in the last inning and a half.
Because it would have been so easy to just get your heads down after that inning of giving up 5. This is a fly ball, and that'll be out number 2. It's Morrison so far. Caleb Morrison has been pretty effective since taking over here in the bottom of the 4th for Great Crossing.
Number 12, Jeremy Walters.
2 batters, 2 fly ball outs straight to center field. That'll bring up Jeremy Walters. He's got a couple of runs today. He's gotten on via a hit in the 1st inning and an error in the 2nd, and that'll be his 3rd time on base. He takes a nasty one off of the knee.
Number 8, Cameron McDonald.
Trying to shake it off a little bit.
Yeah, that one looked like it stung. It was a curveball, but it still had a lot of venom behind it. And you can't get hit by a baseball at any point and have it not sting quite a bit. Doesn't matter how hard you throw it.
Yeah, and especially on those knees or shins. Not a whole lot of padding there.
That'll bring up Cameron McDonald. McDonald with the single in the bottom of the 3rd and wound up coming around to score. 1 of 4 runs Franklin County picked up in that inning. A shout out to the Western Hills Athletic Department for putting on a great tournament and for bringing us some much needed refreshments here. We definitely appreciate it, and we appreciate all the work they've done into putting on this tournament. We had a little trouble with the weather, so we were a night delayed, but if you're going to get delayed, you couldn't have asked for 2 better nights to have this tournament on. It is gorgeous as we're having the sun just set over the horizon. The lights are on, and we've got a good one on our hands so far.
McDonald battling here.
McDonald with an RBI already so far in this game. He's the one that had that big hit in that bottom of the 3rd that really got Franklin County rolling, and he strikes out looking. Nice job by Caleb Morrison to strike out the side, or to retire the side rather, with a strikeout. That will bring the bottom of the 4th to a close. Score is still 7-6. Great Crossing hanging on to a 1-run lead.
FPB delivers more value to our customers with Watch TV Everywhere. It's the free extra service that lets you watch favorites from your TV package on the go. Take a few minutes to sign up at fpb.cc and you'll be all set to explore many channels and on-demand shows on any internet-connected computer, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Watch TV Everywhere. Another great way FPB delivers the choice, convenience, and value you want.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
Top of the 5th coming up. Great Crossing holding on to a 7-6 lead. We've had quite a ball game so far, and this, the championship game of the 41st District Tournament, has definitely been befitting of such an honor, as the first pitch hits the ankle of Chase Coulter, and he'll get aboard. And that may be one of those cases, I don't want to be a conspiracy theorist, but if I were, speaking purely hypothetically, hit him in much the same way that that pitch hit Jeremy Walters in the 1st inning. And again, I'm just saying, if I were a conspiracy theorist and dealing in hypotheticals. So this is purely hypetical. But maybe
are you saying a little retaliation, the unwritten
payback?
Rules of baseball?
I don't know. I'm just putting it out there.
I mean, we could go down that wormhole on the unwritten rules of baseball.
Well, I feel like if we're going to do that, we really need the contribution of Clint Goins to give his worldly perspective on that matter. And since he's not here with us in the booth tonight, he is here at the game, and we're glad he's here. But not here with us in the booth tonight. I'm gonna leave that one sitting there for just a little bit. But I agree with you. There are many unwritten rules of the game, some that we're not even privy to.
Well, and I mean, Clint was probably around when they wrote the unwritten rules.
That's true. High and away, 2-1 the count here, and Kalen Farr having a little trouble with his command. Which I'm completely sure was what was responsible for that hit by pitch to start us off.
Sure. Whatever you say, John.
2-2 the count here to Ben Lacey. He's already got a couple of RBIs on the game. In the top of the third, he reached on an error by the second baseman that was left stranded. And Lacey slaps that one foul. Actually, yeah, that is correct. He was left stranded. I was going through my... Can't get a moment's peace, can you?
Ooh, that just...
Nice pitch by Kalen Farr there.
Always working, John.
Right?
Always
I feel you. You know, freelancer by trade. If you're not making money, you're losing money. There's the 3-2. That is high and inside, and Kalen Farr has runners on first and second now for great crossing that he has to worry about with no outs. And after that big top of the fourth that you had where you got them out 1-2-3, now great crossing starting to threaten again. Farr is getting up there in his pitch count too, already on 81 pitches on the night, which is, we discussed last night about where you would expect a pitcher to be through 5 innings. And lays down the bunt there, and that will get the runner aboard. I don't think they're going to get him at first. Nice job there by Ross to get in front of the throw, even though it was a little bit abbreviated, but that probably saved them from getting a run across.
Yeah, Roberts again, kind of short arm to throw. Tough play coming up.
Number 40, Dustin Hoffman.
Bare hands it.
And I don't know whether you'd score that an error or score that a infield hit.
I think you would score that as an infield hit.
There's a slapper coming down with it, and not able to get a play anywhere there was the third baseman for Franklin County. I think he was looking to try to see if somebody was covering over on third, but couldn't get the easy out there, tried to get the runner at home. And nothing doing on any of those. Gunnar Roberts with a tough decision to make and wasn't able to get anybody out. So great crossing gets one aboard and loads the bases with no outs.
Now you're in a real pickle.
Yeah, because you've got the heart of the order coming up for a great crossing and no outs and the bases loaded. Franklin County's really going to have to dig to get out of this one. And from our vantage point, we're not able to see if there's anybody warming up for Franklin County in the bullpen as Kalen Farr staying in the game for now. That one in the dirt for a 2-1. Nobody's in the bullpen, but Coach McDonald is going to come out to have a discussion with his pitcher. He's worked the count to 2-1 here. This is a crucial time in this game because if this goes south here, you're running out of innings to try to get it back. Looks like for now, Farr is going to stay out in the game as Coach McDonald just trying to get everybody to calm down a little bit. They've been in this situation before just a couple of innings ago, and they managed to come roaring out of it. Nothing to say they can't do the same here.
Yeah, they've been able to answer just about every scenario that Great Crossing has thrown at them. So,
Two infield hits so far, too. It's kind of a strange situation, but in the process of trying to keep the runners from scoring, they've loaded up the bases here. As Kalen Farr step back in the mound with the 2-1 count to Morris, who's stood there and just waited for the game to come to him, so to speak. That one just underneath the strike zone, and that will bring the count to 3-1. Farr's in a little bit of trouble here. A lot of trouble. And that'll bring the count full as that one jammed Zach Morris, and that cow just cannot catch a break out there.
No, that poor cow. It's going to be made into hamburger before the tournament's over.
Yeah. Strike three, big out that time by Kalen Farr. So he gets Zach Morris swinging to strike out. And that'll be out number one of the inning.
Number 34.
And now, I hesitate to say it because it's been causing a lot of teams some trouble tonight, but you set up the double play if you can get it. Ball one to Nate Atkins. Struck out in the first, singled, and eventually came around to score in the top of the third and brought the fourth to a close with the fly ball. And that was the one that Ross went into no man's land out there in foul territory and grabbed to bring the fourth to a close.
Branson, be smart. Right there.
Here's the 2-0. Gets Atkins to take a cut at that, and that'll bring the count to 2-1. And there's the 2-1 pitch. That is high, and Farr is behind in the count again.
Now, what's it say about Coach McDonald's trust in Farr? You're struggling a little bit, and you go in here and you have a meeting at the mound. Still don't really have anybody working in the bullpen, I don't think. But then you walk one.
Yeah, and it's one of those things, I think maybe he was just giving him some time to kind of get somebody warmed up with that last mound visit, and got a strikeout for Morris, but then Atkins getting aboard, and that does bring a run across. That brings the lead to 9-6, and we are going to have a pitching change here. It's coming on to take the mound. It's going to be Gunnar Roberts, who had been playing third base so far tonight. Gunnar Roberts going to get warmed up.
Pitching change for the Flyers.
And as Gunnar Roberts gets warmed up, we're going to take a break. 9-6, Great Crossing with the bases loaded and threatening here in the top of the fifth.
Capital Expo is back June 2nd and 3rd. It's time to plan your expo experience and look at ways you can participate. Are you an arts and crafts or food vendor? Are you in a band? Interested in being a sponsor of the event? Do you feel like running in the Funnel Cake 5K? Do you want to be a star and audition for Capital Expo Idol? Get all the info you need at kyexpo.com.
One out in the top of the fifth. New pitcher for Franklin County as Kalen Farr's night ends, at least on the mound, after 5.5. And Gunnar Roberts will step onto the mound. And Chris, you, as we've been sitting here watching him warm up, you've pointed out a little issue that he might have as far as his hat staying on. I think every time he's thrown the ball, he's managed to knock it off at least a little bit. So,
well, I'm friends with Gunnar's dad, so I've known Gunnar for a long time. I'm going to tell him he needs a haircut.
I'll let you be the one to tell him that.
I'm just jealous that I can't grow that much hair.
Oh, that's true. That's well out of my capability as well. Is that what your hair looked like in high school, Chris?
No. Mine was more of a mullet before it.
Hey, mullets are back in style now. It's been for
Mine
at least
would be more
seasons.
of a skullet, like Hulk Hogan.
Well, its time will come. What's old is new again. I never thought mullets would come back, but here we are.
Should have known bell bottoms were popular again.
That's right. Bell bottoms, it seems like every once in a while, like about every year and a half, they try to bring them back. I don't know whether these stores or these manufacturers just have a lot in back stock and they're just trying to move them. So they get influencers to try to let everybody know. And here I go down the rabbit hole again, man. And the hat comes off. We were waiting for it. As Gunnar Roberts faces Peyton Mullenix, who's had a big night at the plate so far. He slaps one just foul. Mullenix with a couple of RBIs so far tonight, one in the first and one in the third. Got aboard with the walk in the fourth, but was left stranded. Two, 2-1 the count. That will drop just inside the bottom right corner for strike two. Nice pitch. Here's the 2-2. Getting a piece of it to stay alive there is Mullenix.
And I like the idea of Roberts throwing inside because most likely that's going to be a ground ball if it's
You're
in
looking
play.
for a ground ball here. That one fouled straight back. Peyton Mullenix, number 4, the junior for Great Crossing. Plays a little bit of first base, a little bit of outfield, and he has also pitched on occasion. Going high and outside to bring the count full. Roberts in a little bit of trouble here. Last thing you want to do is walk over a run as soon as you come into the game. And here's the payoff pitch. Strike 3 swinging. Nice pitch there by Gunnar Roberts to get that precious out, number 2. Now Franklin County 1 out away from getting out of this inning what you would consider to be minimal damage.
Number 17, Micah Mullins.
Big cut and a miss there by Mullenix, and he sits down. That brings Micah Mullins to the plate. He is 0 for 3 so far in this one. Swing and a foul ball. Top of the first, Mullins grounding out to the second baseman to bring the inning to an end. He was the first out in the bottom of the third with the fly ball to left field and flew out to the first baseman back in the fourth. He was actually the second out for Great Crossing in the 4th inning, and now that he's at bat in the 5th, it kind of tells you how the 5th inning has gone for Franklin County. Roberts is already ahead of him, 0-2. That one just outside. Nice job by Armstrong there to set up and make sure that that one didn't get past. Lest our running narrative for the year continue, for the tournament rather. As we've got a pickup volleyball game going on outside our booth here. One-two pitch and strike 3 looking. Nice job by Gunnar Roberts to put out the fire. Fantastic job, and 2 runs given up. But considering the circumstances, that has to go down as a win for Franklin County. 9-6 your score. Flyers coming up to bat in the bottom of the 5th.
Hello, my name is Greg with the State Tree Service, the name you know and trust.
Over the past 60 years, the State Tree Service has become a name people know and trust in Central Kentucky. From tree removal, pruning, and stump grinding to debris cleanup, we are always available with our 24/7 emergency services. A State Tree Service is licensed and insured, and our mission is to provide safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. Give us a call at 502-229-5258 or go online for a free quote.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Estate Tree Service. We have a solution for all your tree care needs. Estate Tree Service provides expert tree care and preservation. Call 502-229-5258 for a free estimate.
When she rolled up, I was shook. Like the fit was giving main character energy, no cap. And I was being like real extra, you know? Exactly. It's whatever.
It may be difficult to understand everything your teenage daughter is saying, but with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh snap, what's the 411? Hashtag cool dad.
Dad.
Game of the Week is brought to you by J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. The Franklin County Farm Bureau's J.O. Osborne wishes all of our local teams a healthy, competitive, and successful season. J.O. and Kentucky Farm Bureau have been insuring Frankfort since 1943. With them on your team, when you experience a loss from an accident or storm, it can be a real game changer.
We enter the top of the 5th. Great Crossing adding a couple of runs to their lead in the top of the 5th. And as we enter the bottom of the 5th, Franklin County coming to bat as Caleb Morrison takes the mound once again. The last 2 half innings, we have seen relievers come on for both of these teams and do an impressive job of getting their sides out of the inning, as Caleb Morrison was able to get all 3 outs in the bottom of the 4th. And then in the top of the 5th, we saw Gunnar Roberts come on in relief for Kalen Farr and get 2 big outs to get the Flyers out of the inning. Is Jacob Golson up to bat here? Golson's had a big night at the plate. Started off with a single that brought in the first run of the game. Just takes one high and inside. Then another base hit in the bottom of the 3rd that scored a run, and he eventually came around himself. So 2 RBIs and a run scored, 2 hits. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Caleb Morrison again impressive on the mound here. And I don't know if it's something different about a left-hander, but he's definitely been effective so far, has Caleb Morrison.
Jack Ross.
Yeah, coming in, you've been facing right-handed pitchers and then get a lefty. The way the delivery comes in.
Really have to change what you're looking for. That'll bring Ross up to the plate. First pitch, swinging strike. Jack Ross with the base hit in the bottom of the third, but was left stranded. Already behind in the count, 0-2. Strike three looking. Caleb Morrison on fire so far on the mound. With this third strikeout of the game, he's only thrown 20 pitches.
Number 18, Kylan Penn.
That was right down Broadway.
Yeah. That'll bring Kylan Penn to the plate. First pitch swinging, and that one is going to go out of play.
There's that cow.
I know, he just cannot catch a break. I mean, you got to have better odds of getting struck by lightning twice than getting hit by foul balls as much as that cow has, but give him credit, he's hanging in there. He wants to see this out, wants to see if Franklin County can get back into this. There's the 0-1 outside.
One tough piece of meat.
That's true.
Either that or he's tenderized.
Yeah. I don't know, if you take that many hits and you manage to survive it, I think you got to let that one live out its life as it sees fit. Caleb Morrison behind in the count here. And we'll go further behind. That one does not catch the bottom of the strike zone. 3-1 here. It's Kylan Penn with a nice at bat thus far. Here comes 3-1. Penn gets a hold of it. Bo coming on from third, and that'll be out number 3. Caleb Morrison effective again, turning over the side. Franklin County goes out in order. 9-7 your score at the end of the 5th.
In today's fast-paced housing market, you need realtors with experience who understand that timing is essential when finding the perfect home for the right price. Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher are here to ensure that you and your family have a positive experience from start to finish.
Real estate is what we do,
and families are why we do it.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Tim and Rebecca Hubbard with Exit Realty Crutcher. Choose local realtors that treat you like family, because real estate is what we do and families are why we do it.
Bob Allen is Kentucky's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen of Frankfort for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as quality late model pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfort.com.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Bob Allen. Bob Allen is Frankfort's deal maker. Shop Bob Allen for a winning selection of new Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, and Ram, as well as pre-owned. Click and save at boballenfrankfort.com. Bob Allen is a proud sponsor of high school athletics. The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency. Celebrating over 47 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating 46 years. Call, stop by, or visit BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Welcome back to Western Hills High School. We've reached the top of the 6th inning here. Much closer affair than we had in night 1 on either of the games as here at Western Hills. The Great Crossing Warhawks up 9-6 on the Franklin County Flyers, and not the best start of the inning for Gunnar Roberts as he, on the first pitch, hits Ben Lacey of Great Crossing, and it's already got 1 runner aboard, and he's only thrown 1 pitch.
Number 14, Chase Coulter.
That'll bring Chase Coulter up to the plate as Matt Lacey taking the hit there.
Chase. Stay on plane, baby. Stack up.
And you don't want to get in too deep of a hole here. 3 runs is manageable.
Yeah, this is still anybody's game right now, especially the way Franklin County has been able to hit the ball. Although they have been struggling against the left-hander that Great Crossing has in there now on the mound.
Daylight. We got daylight. Daylight. I see daylight.
Now Chase Coulter up to the plate. He takes a ball.
Hey, we got moonlight now. There's moonlight.
Chase Coulter had a sac bunt in the second to advance a runner who eventually got stranded. Or no, that runner actually came around to score, so he did aid his team that way, and he got on base on an error in the bottom of the third and came around to score. As he swings, that one pops up high. Armstrong thinks he might have a chance at it. His pursuit is in vain. Coulter was hit by a pitch in for the 6th. As we're going to have a little change in the lineup, I think. 1-1 is in there for a strike. As Gunnar Roberts gets ahead in the count here. I'm not sure what game they're playing just outside here with the ball, but they are certainly playing it with vigor. Nice stop there by Armstrong. That'll bring the count to 2-2. It's got some elements of volleyball and some elements of foursquare out there. High and outside, 3-2 the count. So we've got a pinch runner in there for Great Crossing. Swings and gets a hold of it. Nice stop there by the third baseman. They get one and hold on to the throw, and that might have been the best thing they could have done in the situation. As Chase Coulter will get aboard on the fielder's choice, but they do get the lead runner out.
Number 23, Ben Lacey.
That'll bring Ben Lacey to the plate.
Yeah, I think it's a confidence builder for Roberts right there.
Yeah, it gets one out. Now you've...
Nothing really changed.
Yep, and you still have the possibility of a double play getting you out of the inning. Gets a strike in there. It's Ben Lacey at the plate now. He's gotten aboard twice, once on a base hit in the top of the second, and then in the 5th inning, reached on a walk and eventually scored. And that was too close for comfort there if you're Chase Coulter. For Great Crossing. Here's the 0-1. Jammed him up a little bit. That should be an easy out for Ross. Grabs that one, and Gunnar Roberts now has 2 outs.
Don't worry about that guy at first at all. Just get the batter.
This is where, you're right, Chris, this is where you've got to focus your attention. Don't make any mistakes. Just make the play that's there for you to make. Get out of this inning, and two more innings to get this back, and that one's slapped out to right field. That one's going to drop. Will likely score 1 run here. So they're going to wave that run around, and getting over to third is Ben Lacey. No, it was Braxton Alcorn. Lacey actually scored on that. As Coulter did as Lacey was put out, as I catch up on my scoring here. So Chase Coulter scores. That pushes the lead out to 10-6. Braxton Alcorn with an RBI triple. Big hit, clutch hit there for Great Crossing. That brings the top of the order to the plate for Great Crossing as Dustin Hoffman coming back up here.
Yeah, and you really wanted to get that last at bat out and save the top of that lineup for the last inning.
Here's the 1-0 to Dustin Hoffman. Low and away. Runner in scoring position, 1 run already scored here in this inning. And a run scored with 2 outs, that's what hurts. Big cut, strike 1 is there. As Roberts retrieves his hat. He done all right with it so far after his first little bit of trouble, but that one got him.
Maybe he put a little extra on that throw.
2-1 the count, and that will bring it even to 2-2. So he's 1 strike away from getting out of this inning with minimal damage done on the scoreboard. That one's a slapper. It's going to be trouble for the third baseman, and that one gets through. Run will score. Runner will get to first. That is what you did not want to see for Franklin County. That was just a tough play. That one took a nasty hop, and nobody able to come up with it.
Number 12, Zach Morris.
That'll bring Zach Morris to the plate. That lead grows just a little bit bigger, and you're running out of innings if you're Franklin County to get that back.
Yeah, you got 2. You really need to try to get this out as soon as possible and only be down 5 going into the bottom of the 6th and maybe chip away.
It's got to be said, some clutch, timely hitting that we've seen from Great Crossing so far tonight, too. That one pops straight up. This should get us out of the inning, and that will bring the top half of the 6th to the close, but not before Great Crossing get 2 clutch runs across and extend their lead to 11-6. We'll see if Franklin County can conjure up a fight here. They're running out of innings to do it. Bottom of the 6th coming up.
Game of the Week is brought to you by Whitehead Hancock. Whitehead Hancock Plumbing has been serving Frankfort families for more than 100 years. You can trust Whitehead Hancock for all your plumbing, heating, cooling, and septic needs. Call them today at 502-227-2213 for 24-hour emergency service or visit their website at whiteheadhancock.com.
FPB delivers more value to our customers with Watch TV Everywhere. It's the free extra service that lets you watch favorites from your TV package on the go. Take a few minutes to sign up at fpb.cc and you'll be all set to explore many channels and on-demand shows on any internet-connected computer, laptop, tablet, or smartphone. Watch TV Everywhere. Another great way FPB delivers the choice, convenience, and value you want.
Welcome back to Western Hills High School, the site of the 41st District Tournament. They've been great hosts to us here so far, and getting to see a good one so far tonight. 11-6 your score. Great Crossing on top. As we take a look at a recap of some of the scoring that we've had, some of the pitching that we've had, some great pitching performances, specifically from the left-hander Caleb Morrison, who's got 4 strikeouts so far, 3, excuse me. May have seemed like 4 if you're a Franklin County Flyer. He's just been throwing smoke with that left hand. And Chris, you were going to give us an update on the state of play in the 11th region.
Yeah, the 43rd district championship just finished up. Lexington Catholic wins a close one against Dunbar, 6-4.
Wow.
So 2 of your 1 seeds are set with Madison Central and Lexington Catholic. Probably most likely the loser of this game will probably, with cross-districting and everything, get probably one of those guys in the first round.
Out of the frying pan and into the fire. A mound visit there to Caleb Morrison, and must have been successful because the point had been gotten across, and threw that one right past. I believe that's Sawyer Pop, or no, excuse me, that's Landon Sparks at the plate. Sparks pops it up. This one might be gettable for the first baseman, and that is a put out as Matt Lacey coming across to get out number 1. So that'll sit down Landon Sparks. That brings Landon Armstrong to the plate, the catcher.
Number 14, Landon Armstrong.
Lacey able to track it down over there in foul territory.
Not the best time for Franklin County to be seeing the bottom of their lineup coming up, as they really need to get back into this one. But the one thing you know, you still got another inning to do it is Armstrong gets a piece of it. He's going to have to try to leg this one out, but that's going to be out number 2, as coming on to make the throw and put him away there is, looked like maybe it was Ben Lacey that got to that one. So 2 outs now.
Number 1, Sawyer Pop.
Sawyer Pop coming up to the plate. Fly ball out to dead center in the 4th inning at his last at bat. Looks like he's going to show bunt just to give Morrison something to think about. Here's the 0-1, big swing and a miss. That's got to be a pretty good feeling if you're the Great Crossing coaching staff to have a kid like this. Left-hander, definitely got some good stuff there. You can bring him on to protect your lead.
Well, he's really been a turning point of this game.
It has. Franklin County definitely has not figured him out as of yet. 2 outs. Here's the 0-2. Called straight. Well, I thought he was walking off. I believed the catcher, which he would be the one that wants it to be a strike. And that one looked close, Chris.
Yeah, just a little bit low, I think.
Here's the 1-2. That one in the dirt. So Sawyer Pop stays alive. As much as I wanted to put him in the dugout. Here's the 2-2. That's a swing and a pop-up. Second baseman has this one, and the side is retired. Let's keep it here, and let's take a look at the scoring we've had so far. 11-6 is the score, so that means we've had quite a bit of it, Chris. As early on, Great Crossing getting out early.
Gets one across the plate early.
Nice diving slide. But then Franklin County came up to bat and returned the favor, taking an early lead.
Warhawks 11, Flyers 6.
Nice hits there early for Franklin County. They had all the momentum so far, but then the top half of the 3rd, the Flyers definitely ran into trouble as Great Crossing with some timely hits, and I think Franklin County just got a little bit rattled out there from the pitcher onward.
A little bit, but you know, they put 5 across there. Great Crossing did in the top of the 3rd.
just kept at it. You got to give Franklin County some credit. All this stuff that they had to fight through, and it just felt like it wouldn't end there. When it rained, it poured. And when they came to bat, all of that went away, and Franklin County did the job at the plate.
Yeah, they were able to get 4 back of the 5 to cut it to a 1-run game.
That was a big one right there with that hit out to straight center.
And then both teams went scoreless in the 4th. But since then, it's been Great Crossing and Morrison.
Yeah, Morrison coming in to relieve Dylan Jarvis. Really, as you mentioned, Chris, was the turning point as Franklin County has just not been able to figure him out. Meanwhile, Great Crossing just staying consistent, putting runs on the board. Gunnar Roberts came in, and that was the one we had in the last inning. With 2 outs, that one stings. As that gets a run across. The Warhawks would put 1 more before the end of the inning, and that brings us to our score line now, 11-6. Low and in the dirt as Nate Atkins, the designated hitter, finds himself behind 2-0 in this at bat. Gunnar Roberts gets that. It went in there for a strike. Here comes the 2-1. Ooh, that was close. But Roberts falls behind again. Ooh, that was another close one right there, but he will put Atkins aboard.
Number 4, Peyton Mullenix.
That brings Peyton Mullenix to the plate. He's got a couple of RBIs tonight. Struck out swinging in the 6th. This was the 5th inning where he struck out. I jumped an inning ahead on my score sheet. Roberts getting behind 2-0. 2-0.
6 straight 4.
Falls further behind. He's got to be careful now because it's already a tall order to put 5 across in the bottom half of this inning. You don't want to make it harder, and gets that one in there for a strike. Here's the 3-1. Swung on, and that will get to right field. Runner's going to stay at second. But that gets Atkins around to scoring position. Mullenix with another single tonight.
Number 17, Micah
Really
Mullins.
good from the plate, 3 for 4. That will bring Micah Mullins to the plate, and really he's been the one sole Warhawk that's really kind of struggled against this Franklin County pitching. He's going to get a probable mound visit here as Coach McDonald is making the walk out. Going to have a talk with Gunnar Roberts, who's in a little bit of trouble now. Runners on first and second, no outs. And with a 5-run deficit, you want to make your job no more hard than it has to be when you come up in the bottom of the 7th.
Yeah, you came in a tough situation. You got yourself out of that inning. Kind of got a little shook that last inning, allowing 2, and then, you know, putting the first 2 batters on base.
Now you
this inning.
just got to make sure it doesn't get out of hand. While we got a second, we want to thank our sponsors for Game of the Week baseball and softball here in 2023. We want to thank Estate Tree Service as well as J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. Thank you so much for making this and all of our baseball and softball games this year here on the Game of the Week possible. We really appreciate it. And want to just give our shout-outs to everybody that's watching us on YouTube, watching us on Cable 10, wherever you're seeing us. We're just glad you're seeing us. Mullins lays that one down, and it rolls foul. As we take a look at the Whitehead Hancock replay there. Nice technique, just couldn't get it straightened out. You see the strategy right now might be to just play a little small ball and try to get those bases loaded and keep the pressure up on Gunnar Roberts there. And as nice as it is to go into the bottom half of the last inning with a 5-run lead, you'd always like it to be a little bit more.
Yeah, if you're Great Crossing, you're thinking every way in the world to put at least 2 or 3 more on the board.
Just kind of, number one, you're doing it for momentum and psychological purposes, but also you got to look at what happened in the bottom of the 3rd when you put 5 across in the top of the 3rd, and then you gave almost all of them up. As the bunt is unsuccessful, the throw didn't come down as the runner never left second. So that'll bring the count to 2-2 for Micah Mullins. That one drops in there for a strike. Nice pitch to get Micah Mullins out looking. So Gunnar Roberts gets a much needed first out.
Number 8,
take a look at this. Micah Mullins never had a chance.
Off speed and just dropped in there.
Beautiful pitch. So that'll be the first out. That brings Lacey to the plate, and first pitch swinging knocks it out to right field. Runner is going to stay at 3rd, so the bases will be loaded now. There's Matt Lacey with the slap single. So 11-6 your score,
14,
1 out,
Chase Coulter.
and the bases loaded. It's Great Crossing looking for some good old-fashioned insurance runs here. That'll bring Chase Coulter to the plate. Coulter was hit by a pitch to get aboard in the last inning. They came around to score one of those 2 runs that Great Crossing put on the board in the top half of the 6th. That one in the dirt. Runners will stay put. That was a nice job there by Landon Armstrong of just stopping that one dead. And really, he's done a terrific job there behind the plate, just keeping Franklin County in this ball game.
Yeah, he did a good job last night as well.
Here's the 1-1. Big swing and a miss. When Roberts has dug deep, he's thrown some pretty impressive pitches. There's the 1-2. That one drops in, but fouled back.
Yeah, we've seen him in jam since he's came into this game in relief. There's that off-speed breaking ball again.
Yeah, same pitch, same result. That one hit straight into the dirt by Chase Coulter. Let's take a look at the replay here. That one looked like it smacked the plate. And Coulter will step out of the box. We've got a nice night out here. It's not quite as cool as it was last night. Coulter staying alive here. Nice at bat so far. He's really battling at 1-2. Last night it seemed like it went from 75 to 55 at the drop of a hat. Probably wasn't that cold, but you know, I'm a little older. It hits different. Count now 2-2 to Chase Coulter. Armstrong calling inside here. That one is slap stop by the third baseman. He's going to get the force at third, but a run will score. So 2 outs now. The great crossing extends that lead to 6.
Yeah, if you get out of here with just allowing 1, that's an accomplishment.
23,
I think so.
But you got to figure out how to get those bats heated up in a hurry, and Morrison has not gave any opportunity for that.
Yeah, that's the one roadblock that they have. Chase Morrison's been awesome on the mound so far for great crossing. It's now Ben Lacey stepping into the plate. 2 RBIs already on the night. Was hit by a pitch in the last inning and ended up scoring.
You know, we've seen pass balls, we've seen strikeouts, we've seen walks, we've seen hits. We've not seen a balk.
We have not.
And with all of the throwovers, and you would think we would get 1.
Now, my question is, we've talked about the commentator's curse. Are you going to will this into existence? Is that what we done just now?
Maybe.
We'll see. That one inside, and that will advance the runners to 2nd and 3rd on a wild pitch. And this is one of those situations, 2 outs, you just got to worry about getting that 3rd. At this point, you know, you've already got to make up 6 runs. You just don't want to have it get out of hand. And that goes back to that last out that we had, just getting the easy out. They couldn't, the play at home wasn't there, so you just get the force at 3rd and then set up this. As 2-1 is the count to Ben Lacey. Roberts delivers. Excuse me, the count's now at 2-2. Delivery. Wide outside, and that'll bring the count full. You got to load up dugout here. And it looks like it is going to be number 11, Eli Anglin. Will step onto the mound as Roberts fought hard, threw some good pitches, but ultimately got in a jam and wasn't able to find his way out of it. Eli Anglin will be the one that's charged with just trying to keep this to the point where you've got even a minor shot at it in the bottom of the 7th for Franklin County.
Yeah, you got to get out of here with minimum damage. 1 run, if you can get out of here with just allowing that 1 run, think it's, you know, what's the word I'm looking for? It's not a win.
Well, you've caught me completely verklempt now, so to speak. What is a win but not a win? It's one of those old riddles. It's the best case scenario, we'll put it that way.
Yeah, there you go.
It's been a long tournament. But you know what? We're getting a complete game tonight regardless, and I think we can all be happy about that. And for the most part, it's been pretty competitive tonight. Great Crossing has gotten on top of things a little bit, but we will see what Eli Anglin has for Great Crossing. As he steps onto the mound is Braxton Alcorn at the plate. His first pitch is low and in the dirt. Alcorn, the left-handed batter, had a big hit in the last inning. It was kind of the cherry on the top for Great Crossing. Swing and a miss, strike one.
He wanted that one.
Oh, yeah. This will be Anglin's second pitch of the night. The third one, rather, coming up. Here comes the 1-1. It's in there for strike two. Anglin one pitch away from getting out of this and getting that, what was it? Best case scenario.
A moral victory.
That's good. I like that too. Swung on and barely getting a piece of it that time was Alcorn. Brenton Alcorn, the sophomore. I've been calling him Braxton. My apologies. It's me trying to read my own handwriting, which is always a fool's errand. It's a 2-2 the count. As Anglin winds and delivers. Gets strike three, gets out of the jam. Nice job of Eli Anglin to keep the damage to a minimum. Warhawks only get one across with the bases loaded. Franklin County now has to put up 6 runs at least in the bottom half of the 7th. Can they do it? We're getting ready to find out here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
Tune in to Around 10, Frankfort's very own morning show. We cover all the happenings in the capital city every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday at 10 a.m. live on Cable 10, Facebook, and YouTube. Remember, if it happens around town, it's on Around 10.
Yeah, this is Joe. You need a tree removed from your yard? Yeah, I can do that for you.
Don't take a chance on any Joe Schmo. Call Estate Tree Service for all your tree care needs. Since 1957, Estate Tree Service has provided safe, quality tree care at a fair rate. From tree removal and pruning to stump grinding and debris cleanup, we've got you covered. Call the trusted professionals at Estate Tree Service today.
When she rolled up, I was shook. Like the fit was giving main character energy, no cap. And I was being like real extra, you know? Exactly. It's whatever.
It may be difficult to understand everything your teenage daughter is saying, but with a Kentucky Farm Bureau agent in every county, at least it's easy to get great insurance. Kentucky Farm Bureau, big on commitment.
Oh snap, what's the 411? Hashtag cool dad.
Dad.
1 inning, 6 runs to do it. That is the challenge that Franklin County has ahead of it if it wants to stay alive here in the 41st District Championship game. As great crossing, really impressive over the 5th and 6th and 7th innings, putting up 5 runs across 3 innings to stretch this lead out. Caleb Morrison has been one of the biggest reasons that they've been able to hold that lead. He's been rock solid on the mound, the left-hander.
Yeah, if you're Franklin County, the one positive is you've got the top of the lineup starting off here.
This is true.
Morrison ahead of the count.
Caleb Farr, last time he was up, flew out to center field. It looks, it's ball 2 that time. Caleb Farr, rather, not Morrison. Morrison's the one that's throwing a ball. That one high and outside to bring the count full. Now we see Morrison behind in the count.
Not seen that much.
No, we haven't. Let's see how the lefty does with a little bit of pressure on this pitch. And it's swung on and fouled.
Okay, there's one straight back from that drain too.
We haven't really seen that patch in front of the batter's box come into play yet. I was looking at that earlier, wondering if that might cause a couple of interesting bounces as Morrison strikes him out swinging, and that is the first out. And from a great crossing perspective, you're 2 away from winning a district title.
Jeremy Walters.
That'll bring Jeremy Walters to the plate. It's been one of the bright spots at the dish for Franklin County tonight. Scored 2 runs, got an RBI to his name. Hit by a pitch his last time up. And now the likelihood of a Franklin County comeback has slipped just that much more. They've got 2 more outs here. Here's Morrison with the 0-2. Gets that one in there for a strike. He's shown some impressive control so far.
Yeah, he's only had 1 or 2 pitches that's really got away from him.
That one high for ball 3. There's a 3-1 to Walters, and he walked him. So you're saying there's a chance?
Hey, you can't have a chance unless you get somebody on the base.
This is very true. And they've got a base runner now, and coming up is Cameron McDonald, who's got an RBI already on the night. Struck out looking his last time out, so he'll be wanting to get a healthy swing in there as we've got a visit to the mound here just to make sure everybody's on the right page. Morrison's digging in, so it doesn't look like he's going anywhere. Well, we've got a second. I want to give a final shout out to our sponsors of Game of the Week Baseball and Softball here in 2023. Our main sponsors, Estate Tree Service. I want to give a big thanks to Estate Tree Service, as well as J.O. Osborne with the Franklin County Farm Bureau. Thank you so much for making baseball on Cableton and softball possible here in 2023. One out, one on. Cameron McDonald, the designated hitter, up at the plate. Takes a big swing on the first pitch, fouls it back. Just about to mention the lead that Walters was taking, and it certainly got the attention of Greg Crossing and Caleb Morrison there on the mound. Morrison delivers. That one's in the dirt. Nice job of stopping that there by Zach Morris behind the plate for Great Crossing. The Warhawks 2 outs away from taking the 41st District crown and a favorable seed in the 11th Region Tournament. And the throw over to first, managing to stop that was Ben Lacey. That was a key stop right there. They were never going to get the runner, but kept the runner from getting into scoring position.
Hey, roll it up, roll it up. Hey, let's go, Simon.
Morrison ahead in the count 1-2.
Looks back the runner and delivers the 1-2, fouled back. Make sure you stay with us on the post-game show. We will have the 41st District All-Tournament team presentation. We're going to have our usual array of highlights from this game, and make sure you stay with us for the Bill McCoy Insurance Play of the Game. All that coming your way after the conclusion of this one, whenever that may be. There's the 1-2 outside to even the count. There's the 2-2 to McDonald, just inside. That'll bring the count full. You know, this is one of the first times that we've seen Caleb Morrison operate with the base runner. I wonder if that might be playing into his head a little bit. 3-2, and he walked him. That one looked pretty close on the bottom part of the strike zone, but nevertheless, Franklin County's not going to mind. They've got a couple runners aboard that they badly need to get across. 2 men on, that will bring to the plate Jacob Golson, the second baseman. He's already knocked in a couple tonight, but his first time facing Morrison, he struck out swinging. Golson looks at strike one. That was a pretty nasty pitch there by Morrison.
Hey, Britton, hey, cover ground.
Yeah, working that outside corner.
And you got lefty on lefty here. There's the 0-1. Morrison watches that. Excuse me, Golson watches that go high for ball one. Two men on, one out. Swung on and fouled back. As Franklin County tries to stay alive here. Here comes the 1-2. In there for strike three, and Franklin County down to their final out. Pretty nasty pitch by Caleb
That
Morrison.
was a nasty curve.
And it's many runs as they've been able to put on.
Jack Ross.
Is he pretty much their MVP? Because he's really locked up Franklin County since he came into the game. So it's
I believe that may be the first time we saw that pitch out of him.
Oh, yeah. That was filthy, too. So now it all rests on the shoulders of Jack Ross to keep Franklin County alive in this one. 2 men on. There's the 1-0 and gets it in there for a strike. And you know what? We're seeing him pitch against left-handers. Of course, those two had been around once already, but maybe we're seeing Morrison dip into his bag of tricks a little bit here. We got our second consecutive left-handed batter here. Ross gets a piece of that one.
I got him on his shoulder.
And now Franklin County down to their final strike. Let's take a look at the Whitehead Hancock replay here. That one fouled back and then some.
Attaboy, two, attaboy. Come on, come on, come on.
Jack Ross. Got to get something on this for the Flyers to stay alive. And swing and a miss, and that'll do it. Morrison striking out Jack Ross. And that is the ball game as Great Crossing takes the win and 41st Region Championship. 12-6, your final. Big strikeout there and some clutch pitching from the left-hander. And that is that. Great Crossing will take the 41st District title. As the 41st District Baseball Tournament comes to an end, we'll have highlights, we'll have the play of the game, and we'll have the presentation of the trophies and the all-tournament teams. Stay with us here on the Cable 10 Game of the Week.
The Game of the Week Play of the Game is brought to you by Bill McCoy Insurance Agency, celebrating over 47 years in business. With over 15 companies to shop and collectively over 100 years of experience, call, visit us, or request quotes on BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
You finally found the perfect car in racing blue. You even got them to throw in the LED fog lights for free. Auto Owners insures your car because some people never learn to parallel park. That's simple human sense.
Bill McCoy Insurance, celebrating 46 years. Call, stop by, or visit BillMcCoyInsuranceAgency.com.
Keep going. More. No, stop!
Welcome back to Western Hills High School, where play has just concluded in the 41st District Baseball Tournament. Great Crossing with some clutch hitting and some even more clutch pitching from their left-handed relief pitcher, Caleb Morrison. Closes it out and takes the 41st District crown, 12-6 over Franklin County, the number 2 seed beating the number 1 seed. And now it's time for the Bill McCoy Insurance Agency play of the game. And as tempted as we were to give it to Caleb Morrison after that wonderful performance, it is play of the game, and it's hard to argue against this one.
Yeah, that kind of sealed it right there. Alcorn going deep to right center, taking it to the warning track, going all the way around to third, and scoring a run. And that kind of sealed it up right there.
Yeah, that was a backbreaker, big RBI triple with 2 outs, and that was kind of the beginning of the end for Franklin County's chances as the Flyers fall. And Great Crossing takes the crown, so they're bringing out the table, and we will have the presentation of the 41st District Awards here. Well, while we wait for the awards, we just want to kind of put a bow on this for everybody here at Cable 10. It's been a fun tournament. We had a couple of games last night that didn't go the distance, but we got a good one tonight. 12-6 your final. Great Crossing, deserving champions, but got to give it up for Franklin County. Played with a lot of heart, hung in there. Good fight shown, and just got a little bit too far behind tonight, Chris.
Yeah, I mean, after the 5-run third by Great Crossing, they were able to come back. Franklin County was put 4 on, cut it to 1. But, you know, from that point on, Morrison came in for Great Crossing, and he really closed the door on Franklin County.
Yeah, and did it for almost 4 innings. Just a very impressive performance and some clutch hitting from Great Crossing, and that was the difference for Chris Cole, who I've had a lot of fun broadcasting with over these past 2 nights, and for everybody involved here with the Cable 10 Game of the Week crew. I'm John Piesheimer. We're going to leave you with the awards for the 41st District. So long from Western Hills.
Starting off, the Frankfurt Christian Academy, John Dubinsky. Frankfurt Christian Academy, Weston Jones. Frankfurt High's Garrett Wellman. Frankfurt High's Stephen Hamilton. Western Hills, Cole Simonis. Western Hills, Ethan Allison. Franklin County, A.J. Eagle. Franklin County, Jeremy Walters. Franklin County, Jacob Golson. Great Crossings, Matt Lacey. Great Crossings, Nate Atkins. Great Crossings, Peyton Mullenix. The MVP, Great Crossings, Dustin Hoffman. Ladies and gentlemen, the 41st District Baseball All-Tournament team. The 41st District Baseball Tournament runner-up, Franklin County Flyers. The 41st District champions, Great Crossing Warhawks. Congratulations, young man. Fall hard.
That's the standard. Standard is a standard. We never miss first down. Never miss first down. Take a knee. Take a knee.